What's up? Welcome into your Buckeye Rush Hour for a Friday Rush Hour, January 12th, 2023, bringing it to you. A lot going on in the football world. Um, we could do about 5 shows just about Ohio State's football world with coaching changes, players changing, players coming back, portal crap, guys going into the portal, guys coming out of the portal. But first off, I want to remind you guys to keep an eye out. We do have the video vault coming up soon. That will have all of your recruiting videos from every class in the last 3 classes. So 23, 24, 25. I have videos. A lot of them will be highlight videos of recruits. We'll also have those film breakdowns that YouTube made me remove. So basically anything that I can't do on YouTube will be in the video vault, and that will live on the buckeyecast.com. So I will, once that's up and running, I'll give you guys access to that, and we'll probably do like a monthly subscription, but something minimal, like I don't know, $5.99 or something like that. So really cheap, and you get all the video content you want. It's easy. It'll be easy to navigate, filter whatever you're looking for. Recruiting 2025. You just a couple clicks, boom, you got it. Tons of videos in your face. So, and I'll even take requests if there are videos you want me to put out there. I can go find them, put them up. We can do like player focused videos like on one guy, or a position or whatever. So, and we'll always take requests and things like that. So keep an eye out for that. But let's get into it. See if Jeff and or Sean are going to pop in here. Who knows? It's always a surprise, right? Anyways, let's talk about Saban's retirement right off the top. I mean, the guy's the freaking GOAT. I mean, that's right. I mean, there's no disputing that. 6-time national champion, 9-time SEC champion, a 206 wins, 29 losses. That's his career record in 17 years at Bama. Enrollment since 2007 has gone up 15,000 in students total per year. So that's what happens when you win national championships. Enrollment goes up and more cash comes in. So it looks like Kalen DeBoer, the Washington head coach, is going to take this job, take over for Saban at Alabama. It's a hard job to turn down, right? I mean, they're going to pay him, top 3, top 5 in the country kind of cash, so they can afford it. But Kalen DeBoer, former high school coach in South Dakota, is now about to become Nick Saban's successor at Bama. So wild freaking world, man. But yeah, I mean, not a lot. I don't really care to get into Saban's resume much. I mean, it's been pretty well documented. I will say, interesting, and he started coaching at Kent State in 1973. Think about that for a second. Wow. He was a GA. He coached everywhere too. Syracuse, West Virginia, Ohio State, defensive backs coach there. Navy, Michigan State, Houston Oilers, Toledo for 1 year, the Browns, Cleveland Browns, Michigan State as a head coach, LSU as a head coach, Dolphins as a head coach, and then Bama. Pretty crazy. I don't know why he didn't stay at Toledo. He went 9-2 in his one season in 1990. Pretty good season. Anyway, those glasses that he used to wear were probably what I would remember most about Nick Saban. It's awesome monster frames. Those are the shit. Anyways, I got a question for the chat. Let me hit you with this one. This is just a yes or no. Do the Buckeyes get another Alabama player out of the portal this offseason? So it could be Caleb Downs, maybe Caden Proctor, but it has to be out of the portal. Yes or no? Just yes or no? Because those guys have like 30 days to just go around and take visits. They can go anywhere they want to. The entire Alabama team, all the commits can decommit. It's open season for those Bama players. I'm sure they're getting calls and text messages all day long from every school, coast to coast. But so, question for the chat: do the Buckeyes get another Alabama player in the portal? They already got the center, McLaughlin, fine Irishman. So, do they get another? So let's talk Ohio State coaching changes and how this, well, we could talk about how Saban's retirement affects the Buckeyes, I guess. I'm guessing Tommy Rees might be looking for a job. And some of these names that were up for the Alabama job cracked me the hell up, man. James Franklin, Tommy Rees was mentioned for the job. Just a ton of terrible options. And you see who turned it down, right? Dan Lanning was the first. Sark turned it down. Did Kiffin ever actually turn it down? Was it even offered to him? I never saw an announcement from him. Obviously, Kirby Smart has no reason to take that job. Dabo, I didn't hear anything out of Dabo. Usually he's got something to say about everything. But some of the names that were mentioned as possible candidates are just garbage. Their fucking agents are just throwing their name in the hat, you know. So the other thing is, you know, the portal. You got the maybe some of these players like Caleb Downs or Caden Proctor that we're really going to look after. Maybe they wait until after spring when the portal window opens again. Maybe they take their 30 days, stay with Bama, get to know DeBoer a little bit and what he's about, what, you know, how they fit into his scheme and all that. So maybe they stick it out through spring ball, for example. And then in May, they got a chance to hop in the portal again. And you better believe the Buckeyes will take Proctor or Downs, either one of them right now. Caleb Downs started as a freshman. That guy's good. He's real fucking good. And then Caden Proctor, he started as a freshman at left tackle. Didn't have a great year, but he started every game. Never got benched, so I'll take him. We could use a left tackle, and he's a freshman, so bring in 3 years of eligibility with him. I'll take that. So we'll see. We'll see how this affects the Buckeyes. But let's talk about the Ohio State coaching changes. We got the Peace Clan calling in. PC's on the line. 1 second, PC. I see you. Let me get our headgear all in order here. All right. Audio is up. And we are ready. PC, are you there? Looks like you're muted.
I'm here. Are you there?
There you go. Yeah, we got you.
Hey, man. Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
Been a long time, man.
Yeah, what you been up to?
Oh, madness. But yeah, man. After that Missouri game, that was rough going there, and it's funny because like I was watching a lot of videos after that, and a lot of people were about to jump off the bridge. Man, it was
Yeah.
it was getting kind of bleak there for a good hot minute, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, man, all these guys start filing back in. That is insane to me.
It's
As far as I
coming
know,
together.
the only, yeah, the only one outstanding that I think everybody's waiting for is Travion, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that's quite a haul, man. That's an accomplishment right there. I know NIL had a lot to do with it, but I really think that the guys had they just got a real bad taste in their mouth, and they can see the writing on the wall that the shithole up north they got it coming to them, and like in a bad, nasty way. So yeah, it's gonna be something special this year for sure. Yeah, no, but back on topic there about Bama, that's that's incredible right there. Look, every so often I catch a YouTube show that would ask, how long do you think Saban's going to be around, this and this, and everybody's like, he's going to be there for another 8 years or whatever, and I never saw it that way. I was like, nah, with the decline in Bama the way it has been the last couple of years, I know they made the playoffs this year, and should they have? I don't know, but um, I I didn't see them as the Bama of old. The juggernaut, the just whoop ass wherever they went,
Right.
and could kind of see the decline. So I'm not surprised at all that Saban pulled the pin when he did. Um, it's now the feeding frenzy is going to happen. I think it's going to be big. Um, so DeBoer, who's this guy now?
Oh yeah. I don't know a lot about him other than he's Washington's coach. I know he started as a high school coach in one of the Dakotas or something, and now
Is he the head coach up there?
yeah, yep,
Okay, so something that a lot of people forget. Um, so okay, Saban leaves, that opens up the portal for them, for Bama. But now DeBoer goes over there. Guess what? Portal's coming open for Washington too.
exactly.
So, so now we're looking at, you know, anybody that we want from Bama or Washington. We need to jump on that like yesterday. Like, well, I guess technically
Mhm.
not yesterday because the dude just
Yeah,
accepted today. But
right.
yeah, that's a big deal. People forget about that ripple effect that secondary. You're going to bring in another coach from somewhere else. Well, that portal's going to go there. That team's going to open up the portal.
Yeah,
So
it's a huge domino effect, and if they bring in another head coach from another school, you
right,
know,
and,
that team
and these
has,
are these are head
yep,
coaches. So
yep,
uh, kind of rare, right? That you get a head coach that's never been a head coach anywhere, really. I mean,
right,
it's rare. It happens, Ryan Day. But
yeah,
but yeah, so this is going to be a big deal. I really think these not just the Bama kids we went after and missed out on. I think those are going to get a lot of scrutiny, a lot of phone calls and chatter. But there's kids now in the 2025 class that we were going after, or I guess we still are technically because it's not done and over with, but
mhm.
that we wanted and they wanted, and they verbally committed to them. But Jamie French, I guess,
Oh yeah,
um, I better be some phone calls going on right now to stir that pot. So
oh yeah,
no,
definitely.
it's it's uh it's definitely gonna reshape kind of the landscape. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, well, a lot of these kids are just going to go to Georgia instead of Ohio State or whatever. And that might be true, but guess what? Georgia can't take them all. Um,
Right.
and we'll see what sticks at Bama. It seemed like there's a lot of allegiance or draw by Saban himself, not so much, not so much, University of Alabama. You know what I mean? A lot of these
Right.
some of the
Yep.
kids aren't from there, but a lot are from the South. Anyhow, um, No, it's going to be a big deal. And with what we're getting back and with what the cheaters up north are losing, the 2024 season is looking better and better every single day. And I'm really excited for it, man.
Yeah, definitely. I just saw a four-star linebacker just decommitted from Washington.
Right.
So you're going to see that waterfall, happen
Yeah,
over the coming
yeah.
weeks.
So it's starting.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
saw in the chat there, somebody mentioned helmet comms. Are those for sure coming next year, or what's up with that?
It's not official yet. We haven't heard anything, but I got to think that they're gonna flip a switch over the summer at some point. They're gonna vote on that. Whoever, some committee somewhere in an office building is gonna say, yeah, we can do it. They did have. There was a bowl game where they offered that. Oh yeah, they offered it to Ohio State and Missouri. They turned it down. I don't know if all the bowl games they gave them the option or not, but I know there was a couple like shitty bowl games where I thought a couple teams went with the helmet communications. But yeah, Ohio State and Missouri said, no, we've been doing it this way, the old way, for so long. In just a few weeks' time, it would be a pain in the ass to get comfortable switching to the radio communication.
Yeah, well, okay, well maybe in a couple weeks in the bowl game, short notice or whatever, maybe that was the case. But
Yeah.
I gotta think 2024 season has got to be freaking
Yeah.
helmet comms, right?
Yep.
Not only for cheaters like those assholes, but like you're going to the NFL after this, that's kind of the pipeline, right? So you would think that you would prepare them to work the same way. The college should mimic the NFL as closely as possible with any kind of a technology or way to communicate and whatnot. So it only makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the portal pickups that we had. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
our core guys staying. That's a humongous, huge deal. But wow, what we got some good stuff coming through the portal, and that's incredible. I can't, I really, really hope Travion stays because I think that 1-2 punch that would be something to see. With the other kid coming in, but
Judkins in.
oh, Judkins, yeah, there you go. But man, yeah, it's freaking. I I don't know what to say, man. It's almost embarrassing, what's coming together right now, and the coaching staff. I guess that's kind of the only uh, the only real thing left to figure out. But it sounds like that's getting there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we got 14 starters returning overall, and we just plugged in three more starters. Four, actually, if you include the tight end from Ohio. Um, so
yeah,
yeah, you got the quarterback, Will Howard, then you got Judkins, 1A, 1B, however you want to. He's going to be a virtual starter there at the running back position. Then you got the tight end, Kazmarek, from Ohio, and then the center or guard, whatever he's going to play from Alabama, McLaughlin. So those are four guys that will be in the starting lineup, most likely.
yeah. I really like this multi-front approach that they're playing right now. The transfer portal, bringing guys back, coaching changes. Like this whole very complex, multi-dimensional chess that they're playing there. I
Yep.
like that. But I'm telling you, if we go full Cooper like we have the last couple of years, um, it's not going to make a difference. And I think everybody knows that. Everybody has seen the writing on the wall. Some people don't like to even utter the words, but yeah, Day doesn't win the game this year and doesn't win the Natty. that that's going to be sayonara. So
Yeah. He's
I firmly believe that.
yeah, I
I've
agree
always
with you.
I've always been in the Ryan Day camp, but
Mhm.
this is it. Like with all of this that's being built right now in the off season, and with the expansion of the playoff next year and all of that, like if there's a year that it's going to happen, it has to, or 100% has to be, the 2024, because it's not going to, Buckeye Nation is not going to wait till 2025. That's
No,
all there is.
no, we don't have a down year, or we don't have the patience to say, okay, you can take a year off and reload your roster or whatever you need to do, revamp the coaching staff, whatever. No, that's not how it works. 2 losses a year is not going to be acceptable for 4 years straight.
Yeah, 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 and especially if it's to who. So
Yeah.
no, really excited, really excited for this upcoming season. But off season is going to be good. Let's see what happens in the spring transfer portal, because with all of our guys coming back, I gotta think that you're going to see some Buckeyes filtering back out. Which is
Oh yeah.
unfortunate. Those are, what do they call it? Rich people's problems.
Yeah.
But
First world problems.
yeah, there you go. So, if I'm going to have problems, I'd like it to be of that kind.
Yeah,
But I'm feeling good. This is the year, man. This is the year.
definitely. Yeah. I feel the same really. I mean, obviously you're going to make the playoffs. I don't see 2 losses on that schedule. You got 3 tough games. Um, October, you go to Eugene to play the Ducks. That's going to be a tough one. Those guys are reloading, and
Yeah,
then you got
I was gonna ask you about that.
yeah,
Is it going to be a tough one? Because what are they going to look like uh, by then, or what's the outlook there? I know
yeah,
they got, they're pretty good this year, but they have a lot coming back, or are they bringing stuff in, or what?
yeah. They got you might have heard of Dylan Gabriel. He's played quarterback for the last 10 years in college football somehow.
There you
So
go.
no, yeah, he'll be the starting quarterback. They got Dante Moore, the 5-star quarterback, to come in and sit for a year behind him. He's a came in. He'll be a sophomore next year, and played a little bit at UCLA this year under Chip Kelly. But anyways, I think you got. Let's see. I think Franklin, the receiver, is gone, but I'm pretty sure their running backs are back. Bucky Irving, and their defense is pretty much coming back. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there's a few seniors in there, a handful of seniors. So, but Dan Lanning has been doing a hell of a job in the portal, bringing guys in, and I'm very concerned about that game. I'll be looking for an early line over the summer whenever they release the lines, but I'm
Oh,
definitely
okay.
concerned about that game. If it
Yeah,
were in Columbus, maybe not so much.
yeah, I was looking at the schedule too, and that seemed to be the one that kind of popped out at me. Um, not even the game against the Cheaters. I'm not like that one's always, it is what it is, big ass game. But I kind of feel like that one is not even going to be as challenging as the Oregon game. But I don't have a good feel on what they have coming back. I got to look into it. But
Oh, they just got a commitment today from Evan Stewart, the 5-star wide receiver from Texas A&M.
oh wow,
So there's that.
yeah,
They're doing all right.
yeah. No, they took a couple of guys that we were going after. I think right,
Oh
last
yeah.
couple of years. But
On defense, yeah, Justin Flo, um, who was the one D end. I think he's already in the NFL by now. But Mateo Uyungale,
oh yeah,
DJU's
yeah,
brother, he's on the
yeah,
team at D end. So yeah, they're going to be
yeah.
good.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back to the topics at hand. There's a lot to talk about, but wow,
All right.
it's a shaping up to be freaking juggernaut, and I can't
Yeah.
wait for it, man. I really can't. So
Yeah, this has to be one of the best rosters going into the 2024 season in the country.
yeah, I somebody was saying, is this a preseason number one? Like, well, I mean, maybe I'm biased, but I mean, I kind of think so. But at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like who the hell is bringing this much back, this much heat
exactly.
back? You know, I don't
Exactly.
I don't know, or who's bringing this much heat through the portal or the recruits?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I'm not seeing it. So I think there's a good chance, and then they're already talking, possible number one defense in the country. And if that's the case, then it's lights out. We could
Exactly.
put freaking McCord back there and he'd win.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Well, it's
All
good
right.
talking to you.
I appreciate
I'll
you.
try and catch these a little bit more frequently, and won't be a stranger. So, thanks for all the
Sounds good.
content and
Yeah,
everything you
man.
do, man.
I appreciate you. You're one of 450,000 views we just passed. But I
Damn, look at
appreciate
you.
you. Yep.
You're
Looks
gonna
like
get
Jeff's
your
trying to pop
YouTube.
in here.
You're gonna get your
Go ahead.
YouTube plaque.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That shiny silver platinum thing, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang it right over my toilet.
All right, brother.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you later.
Take care, man. Looks
Bye.
like Jeff is getting ready to pop in here. Jeff is joining us from a lawn in Northwest Orlando. Let's see what he's got on his mind. Rolling in. Muted. Unmute yourself, and we are good to go. Rock and roll. Appreciate PC calling in. I will get to your comments and questions in the chat. And don't forget, super chats get answered first. So hit those. Or if you just want to leave a comment, you don't have to ask a question. But Jeff, what's up?
Hey, bro. There you are.
Yeah.
Man, hell of a day. Hell of a day. Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, it's all right. We had
So
PC
what's
just
been going on?
called in. PC called in. We had a little talk
Okay.
about all the changes and stuff going on. So
Oh, is there any news to talk about? I've been under a rock for the last week.
yeah. Nick Saban retired. Might have heard of him.
Sports
Six-time
Center didn't
national
even
champ.
mention it. Sports Center didn't have an hour about it at all. I don't know.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So it
I
looks
tell you
like
what though, that shit
Kalen
comes in threes
DeBoer.
though. Right?
What?
Comes in threes.
Hold up. I did want to. Have you heard Kalen DeBoer's taking that job?
I heard on the fan this morning that there was no they had canceled his weekly radio hit. They
Yeah.
rescheduled it. So that's all I heard. It was rumors still this morning.
Yeah.
Is it official?
Yeah, it's officially official.
Yeah, good for
So,
him.
yeah, they looks like they went through their list and took a couple no's and kept on trucking through their list and got down to like maybe number 5. I'm guessing. I never
It's weird
heard
that
anything
Bama.
out of Dabo or Lane Kiffin. I never heard them say, no, I'm not taking the job or not interested. So
They might not even been called, right?
exactly. Maybe.
I mean, you heard Dan Lanning immediately, the Mike Norvell.
Right.
I just it like did Alabama have to settle? Did
It looks that way, doesn't it?
the great Tide have to settle on a 5th option to take over the reins of the greatest coach of all time? Say it ain't so.
Lanning said no. Norvell said no. Sark said no.
And they all got
like
big raises. They all got big raises
yeah,
to say no. I'm sure.
Right. So yeah, I think you're kind of looking at option 4 or 5, something like that.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I think he's from what I've seen, dude, he's turning that program around. Obviously,
Yeah.
brought them to where they've never been, or
Yeah.
not since '91 at least. So he might be a great coach, just doesn't have the name value, you know. I think, but Sark leaving Texas, I wouldn't leave Texas for Bama. I think you got it. You know, you got a different type of animal in Texas with the boosters, but you got everything you need. Texas is a top 5 job, like Ohio State. Ryan Day wasn't going to leave Ohio State to go to Bama. He's just going to take Bama's kids from them.
So yeah, we're talking about the ripple effects, you know, because this opens the portal for 30 days for everybody
Yep.
on Bama's roster. Now it opens the portal for 30 days for everybody on Washington's roster. And if another
Yeah.
head coach takes that Washington job, you know, you
That
can
job,
see the
yep.
domino effect here.
Sure. Sure.
Uh,
And Bama,
uh,
everybody's feasting on Bama's players, of course.
right.
Feasting.
A 4-star linebacker just decommitted from Washington, a
Bum, bum,
2025 guy.
ba-dum.
So yeah, this is you're going to see a lot of that. Bama already
Sure.
had 14 guys in the portal. Isaiah Bond hopped in there today.
I saw a couple guys. I heard a couple did since the news of Saban.
Yeah, the hard commits, obviously, you might as well just open them up to the entire world and forget about their hard commitments. The one we're looking for is Jamie French, the wide receiver out of Jacksonville, 5-star. So keep an eye on him. That's the big one so far. There is a tackle from Georgia, Mason Short. Keep an eye on him. He's a 4-star. So those are the two I would look at. They only have 7 commits right now, but imagine how many guys were leaning that direction. You know, just hadn't committed yet. Now you're probably going back to square one, right? As a recruit.
Yeah, DeBoer's gonna have to. His first couple weeks on the job, he's just gonna have to start just calling, traveling. You know, can't even focus on the team he has. He's got to worry about the guys that he's got to worry about that 25 class, because the 24 class and the 23 class, they're gonna hop into portal. You're not gonna have any say over that. But yeah, he's gonna get right to work on that 25 class for sure.
Right, and then I was looking at the 24 class. There's a couple guys we would probably go after. Xavier Brown, he's a corner out of Mater Dei. So he has no connections to, you know, the region as far as Alabama goes. He was a strong Buckeye lean early in his recruitment. The other dude that I was really interested in was Peyton Woodyard, the St. John Bosco out in California, another one. He's a safety. He's a high 4-star. Those two guys.
I was thinking he was a
looking at,
linebacker, but I know the name. I was thinking he was a linebacker, but safety, yeah.
Yeah, he was a strong Buckeye lean, not necessarily a soft commit or anything like that, but those are the two guys that really jumped off the page to me when I went back and looked at the 24 class. Obviously, anybody else that's a 5-star, we would consider taking in. You know,
There was 2 names that popped in my head immediately when I knew that the portal was going to open for 30 days. When they announced that, 2 names that popped in my head, that 2 guys that I was really bothered that we didn't seal, and those are older guys: Keon Keeley, Caleb Downs.
Yeah, right.
2 names, and J Book. I saw J Book on Twitter. It had posted it, and I'm like, yeah, me too. I agree. Because I felt confident about both of those guys the last 2 years, last 2 cycles.
Ooh, breaking news!
So.
Boom, boom, boom! Another boom for the Buckeyes. Running back Travion Henderson will return for his senior year. Wow.
Fucking loading up, man. Is this momentum,
Yeah.
right? In recruiting and keep people and retaining, momentum
That's
works,
right.
man. It's legit.
You heard it here first, folks. We did it together. Ew. So yeah, this is your backfield, Judkins and Henderson. Wow.
And I hope Dallin Hayden doesn't leave. I love Dallin Hayden. You know what I mean? I hope they got a good feeling with him. I mean, we got him, and then there's the 2 freshmen coming in. That's our 5 scholarship running backs, right?
Right.
You need 5. Hell, we've needed 4 each of the last 3 years.
Well, at least they were able to shoehorn that fucking red shirt into Hayden last year. Christ, they bent over backwards to do that shit, man. So at least he does have an extra year. He came in the 22 class, so he still got So give him 3 years, right? So if you cancel 23, he had 2022, 2024 will be his second year that he'll be using. And then two more.
Both of those guys will be gone. He'll have 2 years potentially of being number one.
Can he be patient?
If he doesn't get passed up by Peoples and
Right.
Dixon.
Right. But I could definitely see a two-headed monster in the backfield of Hayden and Peoples in the future, in 2025 going forward. So yeah, Hayden still has plenty of time, just I hope he stays patient. So huge news, everybody. Love it.
What's wrong with Marv? What he didn't want to stay and win?
Yeah.
No, I don't misconstrue that, Buckeye Nation. I'm not dogging that kid one bit. He was top 5 pick. You don't stay when you're a top 5 pick.
Right.
No ill will towards Marvin Harrison at all. That was a joke, guys.
That's right. So yeah, great news. I'm glad we heard it here.
Oh yeah.
What direction you want to go? You want to let's hit the chat here. We got to get caught up on some of these comments.
Yeah. Let me know what everybody's talking about. I'll go anywhere.
All right, let's start from the top. PC, who's first man in, he says, "Howdy, gang. Go Bucks. Happy New Year. All long time no see. Good to see you, PC." Billy says, "Hey, Joe. Hey, PC. PC. Hey, Billy. Enjoying this cold weather." It's cold here too, man. We got like fog in the middle of the day today. It's sunny out, and we got fog. Explain that.
I saw the sun for 2 hours here in Orlando.
Yeah, it's been a weird
rain, humidity
last month or two here. Let's see. Billy says, "Who do you think the Huskies will tap?" That's a good question, man. I don't know.
I don't know their coordinators.
They're in the Big Ten. Ryan Grubb is their OC, and Buckeyes. Kind of some rumors there as a possible guy Ryan Days is interested in bringing in. So maybe Grubb gets the job, that might be the easy fix for them, just to, kind of a bandage for now.
Yeah.
And see how it goes.
Give him the interim maybe, and then maybe see how the season goes, and then, maybe make him full-time, whatever. You're right.
Right.
This after the signing day, and you worry about the transfer portal, the defections, people leaving, people poaching. Yeah. I think you might want to stay in house. He's got a good resume. Look what he did. Joe Brady, at 2019 LSU, yet he got the job he wanted just by being the OC of that offense. So I don't know, but you're right though. That ripple effect though, if people start dancing around, that carousel gets going, you're gonna have another in a dead period. You're gonna have another possibly 100 kids, out there available.
And then you got the other spring portal window in May, right after spring ball's over with. So, some guys might be sitting, with their coaching change, they might be staying pat and just,
see how it goes, right?
And see, where does this coach have me in his scheme on offense, defense, whatever. And then if it doesn't look good in spring ball, then bam, you hit that May portal, and obviously the Buckeyes are going to be looking to reload there too.
And I think another reason why you would, I think, maybe stay in house with an OC or a DC, whichever one you think is, the better leader or whatever. Just because of that reason, they helped recruit those guys that are in the program already for the scheme that they currently have. You're not changing the scheme. You're not ruffling feathers. The coach, the comfortability and relationship that those coaches in house would have with those players. I think it's just another reason you would unless you find a big name interest, a guy, makes himself available. But yeah, you're right. The spring portal is going to be active probably more than in the last couple of years for sure, with these big programs changing.
Yeah. So yeah, PC says that I'm hearing Downs is more than 50-50 to the Buckeyes. He hasn't entered the portal yet. Billy says that. But yeah,
he's not in the portal yet. We can't listen to
Columbus.
rumors.
Yeah, he should have come to Columbus anyways. PC, you're the
Yeah.
only reliable source I have on that downs to Columbus yet. But I'll take it and run with it. So yeah, PC says don't forget about that spring window. Yeah, Billy, I'm with you on Caden Proctor is the other dude. He was there starting left tackle, true freshman at Bama. He feels a greater need, says Billy. But
Yes.
if we got Downs, we might have all-time great secondary. Yeah, you at that point you're looking for how do you work all these guys together in the
But
same
as I'm saying, I think we do
backfield?
now. I think with what we have right now, looking at on our roster,
Yeah,
committed, staying, I think we could have, BIA is our title to take
right.
right now. Would Caleb Downs getting in the portal and then us pursuing him, is that going to ruffle feathers of, oh, just everybody across the board? I mean,
Mhm.
the guys with 2 years left, our younger guys are probably, I bet we would lose at least two, I bet,
Yeah,
in that spring window just off of him coming in. Because if
yeah,
Caleb Downs comes in, he's playing.
fuck
You know what
yeah,
I mean? Played every
yeah.
snap, played every, starter for Bama as a freshman, punt returner, safety. He's gonna,
Right.
if he comes in, he's gonna start. But who do we sit then?
Well, yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, you got uh,
Jesus.
Jahad Carter. He was the transfer from Syracuse. Does he pop in the portal again? He didn't play much at all last year. Was a little
Injuries and
dinged
stuff,
up
yeah. But
early.
yeah,
But you got Ransom. Does Styles move down to a linebacker position? He's at 230. I mean,
I
he's
mean,
he's bigger than some linebackers right now.
and
Then
with
you got
Simon and Hicks,
Bonsu. Right,
yeah, Simon and Hicks, and where does
right.
he slide in, and what do we
Yeah.
do with Hicks? Is Hicks gonna then move a position? Cody Simon's the
You
most
got
experienced. You're gonna need that leader on defense, probably.
yeah. You
Uh,
can't really bench hit Simon. He's your Mike, and Sonny's not a
yeah,
Mike.
no, of course
So
not. That would be too much to ask.
he's more of a strong side linebacker, probably a walkout type, like a Darren Lee, maybe.
Oh, he could do anything
So
though. Yeah, he could.
sure,
It's that dude could do. He could do. I mean, I'm excited for anything that they can,
yeah,
scheme up for him.
yeah.
But
Back
that's
to the
crazy. I
chat
mean,
here. Yeah. Let's keep it trucking here. Odysseus asked if UW has a good tackle we could get. That's a good question. I'm gonna have to dig into that. We'll start talking about poaching Washington's team. They definitely got some players. I have a
well,
show coming this weekend. I think Sunday I'll do it on my 10 players we should pluck from Bama. Anyways,
nice,
I'll do another show on Washington. Um, Stu Bedazzle, lovely name, Stu. Says,
nice.
imagine going from the Natty to no head coach and joining a new conference. Condolences to UW. Good point.
It's a hell of a week. It's a hell of a
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Billy says it's going to be interesting to see who they hire. Stu says Ryan Day, LOL. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Odysseus
no,
talks
no.
about the photos of stallions in the bar in Houston with a bunch of beers, bucket of beers. Yeah, that dude's like a fucking legend,
Yeah,
underground legend among the dirtbag cheaters.
they love him. They revere him.
Yeah. Billy says
It's
I might
it's
have
unbelievable.
considered trading Day for DeBoer. LOL. Uh, Day still has to hire a play caller. Yep, we're working on that. They're working on it. Everybody, yeah, Odysseus is all in on Joe Brady. I mean, who wouldn't be? Jeff,
Sure.
what do you think? What do you think on Joe Brady? He's in the NFL now. Why would he come back to college? The workload is not comparable.
No, I think that's like a kind of a pie in the sky. Well, of course, let's go get the best. Let's go get Joe Brady. I haven't heard anything of any. I've just heard Buckeye Nation like kind of wishing for it, and just heard his
Yeah,
name brought up. I haven't heard any smoke regarding that being a possibility. I think he took that Joe Burrow LSU team,
yeah,
set all records, had a great national title, and then he used that to catapult to the NFL. I think that's where he wants to be. Now the money for assistants in college is rivaling the money's on about equal, I would guess. For
oh yeah,
coordinators, it's a
we
big
can
programs at
probably
the top
match
of the
it.
food chain.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right. With all the shit that like, what Saban is part of most of the reasons he walked away. I wouldn't, if I was a pro coach, if you get there and you're secure there, I don't know why it would take something really special to especially just go back to the same position. He's not coming back to Ohio State to be a head coach. He's going to be OC in the pros, then to OC in college. I
Yeah.
don't see it. I don't see
Yeah.
it. But you know, the money, if it's money, I don't know. It seems like it's a better gig in the pros. It's like, so you're at the top of the
Definitely.
chain. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk. We'll get into some of the OC options here as I plow through the rest of the chat. Yeah, rumors of Jason Candle from Toledo. Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard a lot of dumb rumors. Candle is one of the better ones, I would say. Will Stein, the OC at Oregon, he was a Broyles Award finalist this year. Joe
sure.
Moorhead, I thought Moorhead just took another job somewhere. He's the Akron head coach right now. He was at Penn State,
Mississippi State. Did he
Mississippi
he had the
State.
head coaching job there? Yeah, the OC at
Yeah.
Penn State for a
He
while.
was at Oregon when they beat us in Columbus in 2021.
Was
Yeah,
he?
and he was the Penn State OC when did they
Prior
beat
to
us in
that?
2016? Was it 26 or it was a
Yes,
close game. It was that
yes.
38-39 game.
The block field goal. Yes, because we beat Oklahoma that year. Yeah, and then we lost to Iowa and
Right.
Penn State. Yeah, two losses.
Yeah.
Played, they got blown out by Clemson.
Yeah. So
that right?
Moorhead could be an option. I thought I heard he just took a job the other day though. I could be wrong about that.
I have heard his name a lot.
Yeah. Anyways, then you got I've heard speculation of Dino Babers, former Syracuse head coach. I don't know. He's been in college football for 40 years. Great.
I had no idea he was an offensive guy. I thought he was a defensive guy. But I
Yeah,
mean, like, who the fuck is?
he coached. He was head coach at Bowling Green, 2014 to 2015. But it's been 2 decades since he was a quarterback coach. He was OC and QB coach at Arizona and Texas A&M a long time ago. So I don't know if that's a good one. I'm not even entertaining Joe Philbin. I know he's in the building already as an analyst. He has 40 years of coaching too, in the NFL.
And he's got the
college.
personality of my work boots too. I mean,
exactly. He's not going to be out on the road fucking recruiting.
no, he's not gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna be lighting up families in in living rooms. I can't picture that at all.
Some of the
And
dumbest
that's
ones,
the big thing.
yeah, are Dan Mullen,
Oh God, please no.
Bill O'Brien,
Ah,
Josh McDaniels.
oh,
These are terrible. Who's this Gerard Johnson, Texans QB coach? I don't know anything about him. Frank Reich, I don't think so.
no.
And
What?
love him, but sorry, JT Barrett is not ready to be a fucking offensive coordinator anywhere.
No. 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 I
So,
mean, I would love
these are some of the
love to
names.
have JT Barrett. I'd love to have him in the program, like player personnel and that kind of stuff, like
Yeah.
TJ Barnett and Laurinaitis and Hardline. I would love to have JT Barrett on the staff or as an analyst, working towards a future. But yeah, he's not ready. And if we're gonna bring somebody in to work with Heartline, we need to have a I don't know how to say it, a guaranteed for sure, not a hunch, not like, well, we feel good about this guy. No, we need a proven offensive stud who's been around the game in college, not pro, but has the everything. He has the recruiting, has JT Barrett. No, that would be it. No.
I got one here. This is one I've heard a lot of rumors about too, Lake to Ohio State. Kentucky's OC, Liam Cohen. He's their OC and quarterbacks coach. He came back to Kentucky last season. He served 1 year as OC for the Rams. So in 2022, he was their OC. He was at Kentucky in 2021 as OC and QB coach. So he's got some experience. The Wildcats ranked 5th in scoring. offense with 32.3 points per game, 8th in total offense, 425 yards per game in the SEC, 5th in rushing offense at 200 yards per game. And he coached Will Levis, made kind of a quarterback out of Will Levis, which seems hard to do, right?
If we get him, does Chip Trainum come back?
Yeah, that's a good question. He also went to UMass, so that's very close to New Hampshire.
Oh, just because they're too little time. The New England connection, right? Now it's not even a New Hampshire connection, it's the New England.
New Hampshire,
Dan Mullen,
New
they said
Hampshire Yep.
Somebody said that Dan Mullen, he's got that New Hampshire connection. I'm like,
Right.
Does he?
Yeah, that's why I labeled that one of the stupid ones. So those are Candle and Cohen are the two I think I've heard the most about, just perusing, but we'll see.
Toledo coach, he knows Ohio. I mean, I don't know. I mean, guys that are pretty good, but I mean, they have pretty good programs at the low levels of D1. I don't know. I don't know if he's an offensive genius, or how do we know? I would just, if they made a call like that doesn't have proven big time resume, I just have to trust that Ryan Day and the staff, they know. I would have to just trust their judgment. I have no judgment on that.
Yeah, Candle's got a decent resume. He's been in coaching a long time. Let's see, he was at Mount Union, so 2002 to 2008. He was offensive coordinator and receivers coach, 07 to 08 there. Then went to Toledo, coached slot receivers and tight ends, then receivers in 2010. Then 2012, 2013 was the OC receivers coach. 2014-15, associate head coach, OC and quarterbacks. And then 2015 got the head coaching job there. So
I do kind of like that resume, Joe. A guy that started at the bottom and kept getting promoted. That means he was doing something right. Yeah. And then finally when their coach left, they said, well, we got the guy right here. We don't need to go look. So he's proven like he was able to stay on and progress every year. So that's promising. And he's an Ohio guy,
national championships at Mount Union. So he's kind of our Kalen DeBoer,
Yeah.
Rose up through the ranks and won it at Division III, and then moved up. He's got the MAC job now. So question is, does he want to take an OC job, even though it's at an Ohio State? Is that something he wants to do? What's his motivation?
Or is he wanting to reach out to like Ohio State, or is he trying to put his name in for Bama on a Bama job? Without Saban though, that what do they say, that coaching reclamation projects that Saban was known for, he's not there anymore. So you're not automatically going to get the OC job in Bama and then go off to something better. Saban made that happen for people. Yeah. You think being in Ohio, I don't know if he's an Ohio guy, born and raised, but just knowing the state of Ohio, I don't know what kind of recruiter he is, but if he's got the chops to recruit, that's the number one target.
Yeah, he's from Salem, Ohio, 43, so he's relatively youngish.
Okay.
And like I said, he played college at Mount Union, coached at Mount Union, so yeah. So that's a real option. He's definitely going to get a bump up in base pay, OC at Ohio State.
Yeah. I don't think we need some retreads like Bill O'Brien, Dan Mullen, the older Joe Philbin. Like, come on, they have names just because we know them because they've had higher positions. They've all gotten fired from all those higher positions. They've had a deficiency, Mullen with recruiting, Philbin with lack of connection to people. They all have lost their jobs because they had a very high deficiency in some area. we don't need the name. We don't need a big name. We need the right guy, recruiter, smart, and can work with the staff.
Right.
With a ready-made fucking Ferrari ready to go.
Hey, folks, while you're popping in here, please hit the like button. We're ramping up to almost 100 viewers, and we have 4 likes.
Come on, guys.
It's not a great batting percentage. Batting average, whatever. Badass Buckeye says Joe Brady will just pass the ball like day. We lost the Missouri game because we couldn't play a 2 tight end system like old school Wisconsin to protect a new QB. It's one take on it, I guess. Do we need to play 2 tight ends all the time? Or are you saying just to protect the O-line that was obviously a sieve?
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, our O-line was dog shit, so put 2 more tight ends in there and protect them. No, get your offensive line better.
Yeah.
Go back to the problem. Don't just throw a Band-Aid on one of the gashes. Fix the gash.
Stitches.
Stitches. We need to be able to run when we want to run, and we need to be able to throw the ball when we want to throw the ball. That's simple. That's not very simple to execute, but we don't need to switch around to smash mouth. We got 2 great running backs back. Let's load up like Michigan, bring in 6 offensive linemen and smash people in the mouth. No, we don't need to do that. We still have the best wide receiver class, room in the nation as well. Mm-hmm. We just need to be able to, when it's 3rd and 2 and we need fucking 3 yards, we need to be able to get those 3 yards.
Yep. Exactly.
Run when you need to run and execute. Yeah. And that starts with the offensive line.
Odysseus says Brady's done well with Allen, who many compare Howard to. Oh, Josh Allen, I assume. So yeah, big, strong, mobile quarterback. I can see that. Stu Bedazzle says, I bet there are kids who play Madden in esports who could make decent play callers and be more qualified than Parker Fleming. Yeah. Well, thank God Parker Fleming wasn't calling plays. Billy says Bucks and Ducks could be the game of the year. I'm with you there. Yeah. Odysseus says, remember the AP loves the cheaters and we'll have them ranked ahead of us post preseason. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's a long ways away. As long as we're top
I don't
five.
give 2 shits where they got them ranked. As long as we beat them at the end of the year, who gives a fuck?
Yep.
Win all your games, it'll work out for Ohio State. If they win other games, it'll always work out.
Yeah.
It don't matter what preseason is ranked. Yeah. Especially with 12 in the playoff, it don't matter at all.
Right. PC says, I don't know how that could even be possible. They're going to have a terrible year on and off the field. Yeah, we'll see what comes down in the offseason here. Yeah, Billy agrees basically with what we just said. As long as we start out ranked top 5, I don't really care. PC says those guys all said no because they knew, or their ADs knew what would happen to their team if they said yes. PC says, anybody know if JJ is coming back for the cheaters?
That's probably tied to Harbaugh, I bet. I think if Harbaugh leaves, I think he goes. If Harbaugh comes back, I think JJ comes back.
He's not ranked very high in the draft boards.
Yeah, I'm curious what kind of grade they were giving him. When you get that evaluation, was he a 2nd, 3rd round grade? During the season, he was a 1st round grade. They said
PFF has him 48th player overall. So I would imagine he comes back, right? Is there a loaded class of quarterbacks coming out next year?
I don't know if you can play that game as a quarterback. Guys come out of nowhere always. A lot of these other quarterbacks that are transferring, they get into a new system, a new team with more talent. They blow up. See Penix, see Bo, Nix. I mean, those guys were not highly thought of coming out of Indiana and Auburn. They got in a new system, a better system, more for their skills, way more talent around them, and holy shit, now they're, Heisman finalists. So who knows? Who knows what some of these quarterbacks could transform into? I would bet some easy money that
if Harbaugh goes, JJ probably goes because he might see that they're losing, 25 guys, 30 guys.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see what's around him. I just saw another Michigan receiver pop in the portal, who's a former 4-star, today.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, they're not exactly exempt from the portal.
You wonder why that is. Just coming off a national title, you know what I mean? Like, what are they seeing? What are these kids seeing with so many people leaving? Also, like.
Mhm.
That's what blows my mind. If you're coming off a great team, and say maybe your receivers, so like say 3 of the top 4 are leaving, and you're the number 5. Why the fuck why would you want to go? Right?
I know.
Unless you know something in that program that isn't, you don't have a good feeling about. Why would you're in line to start? You're in line to earn your spot.
Darius Clemens, 4-star. He entered on the 10th, which is 2 days ago. They got a running back, CJ Stokes. He's going to Central Michigan. They got a couple guys coming in. They got Cameron Calhoun, a corner, on the way out.
Yeah, the corner was a 4-star, right?
And he was a 3. And Amorian Walker.
I thought they had a 4-star corner with 2 years left of eligibility coming out or coming in the portal.
Yeah, might have been coming in.
No, he got in the portal before the championship game. I thought it was a 4-star corner. Maybe it was 3, depending on the service, I guess.
Yeah, they got 2 corners in the portal right now. Yeah, Cameron Calhoun committed to Utah. He's a 4.
We can't get inside these kids' heads. You don't know what they're thinking or what they're being told, man.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah. Let's go back
outside
to
looking in. It looks odd to me, but I mean, some of the guys that left our defensive back room, maybe they knew all those guys were coming back, and they said, "Fuck it, we're never gonna play."
Well, yeah, because they got recruited over. I mean, when you see Calvin Simpson-Hunt and Jermaine Matthews on the field as true freshmen, you're like, well, I'm done. Yeah, the writing on the wall is pretty clear. So PC says, I don't know what Texas is going to look like next year, but I know UGA is always going to be good. Yeah, Quinn Ewers is coming back for Texas, so I would expect them to be good.
What's Arch Manning doing? Is he gonna stick around? I mean, like, that the ripple effect, right, Joe? That's what we're saying. Like, we don't know. I mean, Arch Manning, he gets told shit just like everybody else does. Does he maybe feel around?
Yeah, you gotta, everything's on the table right now. I gotta think, right?
Nothing can surprise anybody. You can't be surprised by anything a college kid's doing nowadays with what they're allowed to do. Nothing can shock you. Nothing should shock you.
Yeah. PC said there have to be a lot of guys from Bama looking at the Buckeyes thinking, shit, I want some of that. Exactly. Odysseus says Manning going to Ole Miss. Is that confirmed? PC says, fuck yeah.
What?
This is the Trey Henderson news.
Who'd Ole Miss? Joe, you cut out for a second. Who'd Ole Miss?
Arch Manning.
Lane tried. He put all his chips in out of high school. I don't see him going back there. I don't see him winning that back.
He wouldn't be starting there this year either. I mean, so either way, he'd be sitting. So why not stay at Texas where you're the man 25?
You're in Austin. Austin versus where the fuck? Where are they in Mississippi? Oxford. Where is that? Where Oxford? Yeah.
Odysseus says Day better do 2-back sets with Judkins and Trey.
Oh, he doesn't have to do that, guys. I disagree.
Really? Okay.
I don't think you have to run both. I mean, I think picture a Corum and Edwards. You have plays, you have sets and groupings with both of them on the field, but you don't have to just to keep them happy. No, you can go 15 carries, 20 carries, and each game, and alternate.
I think the thought process there from Odysseus is similar to what we did with Chip and Trey last year on occasion. I don't know why they never did it with Dallin and Trey. Is run a 2-back set where it keeps the defense guessing, you know, if you're going to run the
Yeah.
ball, which ways are going to go. Cause
And I agree with that. I agree with like having those sets,
directions.
having plays for those formations, but that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be we don't need to rearrange an offense to placate having two guys on the field at the same time. But yeah, you have that look, you throw in that wrinkle. Yeah. You know, Trey's a great pass catching running back. I don't know much about Judkins' you know, in the passing game. I heard he's a monster blocker, and I've seen him run. So I mean, yeah, you can have those looks, but that doesn't need to be a focal point. We don't need to change. I don't think we need to change or morph the offense to placate that. I think we're just gonna always have one guy fresh. You know, there's gonna be a time when one guy gets 25 carries, another guy might get 5, but the next game the other guy might get 20, the other guy might get 12. You know,
Exactly.
and Trey's got to prove that he can stay healthy, and I think this will keep Trey healthy. Having a guy at his level, or, you know, producing at the level he can to offset him. You know, if we went with Trey as the main lead back this year and Dallin sparingly, Trey's going to wear down. He might not be at the best come playoff time.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like Judkins just has 17 targets on the year. So not much of a threat there.
And they
15.
slung the ball around too.
Right. So yeah, I
but
don't think he's going to be much of a receiving threat.
it won't need to be. It won't need to be.
No.
We got plenty
Exactly.
of fucking people that can catch the ball. And Trey, and like I said, Trey will be that guy in the passing game.
Yeah, exactly. He's the threat out the backfield as a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
PC says, wow, how loaded are we? Holy crap. Odysseus says triple option with Howard? Question mark. Alex Smith says, I bet Hayden leaves now. I don't think so. I don't think he will, honestly. Billy,
we'll see how spring goes. You know, like
You're
we'll see how the spring goes, Joe. Right? I mean, that'll tell us.
Of course. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's got to be your
He
third
can't leave
man
now.
in. It doesn't.
Yeah, right.
What it does for you though is it takes pressure off Tony Alford, needing to get a James Peoples, a true freshman, ready to play this year. Now you got more time to work with because you got a 3-headed monster in essence, and you got Peoples and SWD. You can bring them along. You don't have to rush them into games. You know, you can still play them, you know, and maybe redshirt them. But having a big 3 is huge. We've seen how, you know, having 3 running backs, your top 3 getting injured can be a ball buster, you know, backbreaker.
Yeah, and we might lose one of them freshmen. You know, after 1 year, because if you know if they realize that they're number 5, and then of course we're gonna start getting 25 running backs in the cycle, they're gonna know more studs are coming. We might lose one of them freshmen, but I will take the loss of one of those freshmen after 1 year potentially to have a year with Judkins, Hayden, and Trey all together with everybody else. You know, it's just gonna happen. Probably, you know.
Yeah. PC says, I really like Hayden. I hope he stays. He says, yeah. James Peoples is going to be a major addition too. Billy says maybe Grubb will jump to the Buckeyes as OC if the Huskies don't want him as HC. I agree. That's very possible. Either way, he's coming to the Big Ten. We got a Bama fan in here. Army 3275 says, welcome to Bama Nation, Coach DeBoer. Roll Tide.
There you go.
Ohio State fans, y'all better try to snag Isaiah Bond. That's in the portal from Bama.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Bama fan.
I don't know if we have room for him, honestly. Have you seen our room?
Yeah.
Wide receiver room's pretty stacked and packed. Billy says if Hayden stays, he and People should be a pretty good backfield in 25. That's what I'm thinking. Army 3275 says, take y'all shot at Isaiah Bond. You're losing your best receiver. That's the thing. We reload. Yeah, Billy says, I think our receiver room will be okay. Stu Bedazzle coming in. If there's one position OSU is rich at, it's definitely receiver. He also says, is BC a deadhead? Trucking? BC, who's BC? A deadhead? I don't know. Trucking? Trucking. I'm going home. Army 3275 says, if you can collect more talent, then why not? It's a great point. I can't argue with you there. We just have never brought in a transfer receiver, something Bama cannot say.
And we never
Well,
needed to because we have the best
no.
guy that recruits that position.
Yep.
In the country. Why would we need to go get somebody else's?
Right.
We
Yeah,
get the
Billy
best of the
says
best as is.
the obvious, you could risk other receivers transferring out. It's one good reason. Odysseus says, no way Mullen. Day dislikes him, I heard. Yeah. They were on the same staff. Day was a GA when Mullen was the OC in Florida under Herbs. Billy says Day probably already knows who our next OC is. Okay. He's just holding out on us, huh? Odysseus says from his UF days, yes, thank you. Billy says, I like Mullen in the booth. Okay. I disagree. Billy says, how old is Kendall? He's 43. Billy says, I don't think JJ is starting material in the NFL. Yeah. I wouldn't want to.
But it don't matter. It doesn't matter what he says. JJ thinks he is. That dude is
Right.
not short on confidence. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Depends. He knows he's losing a shitload of talent. And if Edwards goes,
yeah,
that's their top 3 running backs are all gone. So
I think Edwards I thought he declared, didn't he?
did he already? Did he? Okay. I didn't catch the update.
Maybe
but
people
I
were
would have
just
thought.
assuming he was gone. He's ranked 100 on PFF's player rankings, so that's that 3rd round, early 4th.
Early 4th, which is I think he goes before that. But for running backs, the running back position is a whole different perspective than other positions on teams because of the shelf life of that position. I was surprised that Trey was with the momentum of Trey staying. Those guys need to get to the pros quick, get to that second contract as fast as possible because they don't have much after that. So
Right.
I expected. I had thought Edwards for sure. I just assumed that he was going to be going. I think he should. I think he's a good prospect. He's better than Corum for sure.
Here's an interesting stat. Thanks to Tony Girdman from Buckeye Huddle. I just found this on Twitter. He says Michigan went into fall camp last year with about 391 career starts on their roster. Right now, Ohio State is looking at about 399. Including the transfers and everything.
I mean, Michigan was loaded up with those 6-year guys, and the 5th-year guys, 6-year guys. All the portal guys they brought in were 1 year of eligibility guys or 2-year.
44 seniors.
So we're gonna be. Hopefully, we're celebrating a national title, and everybody's gonna be talking about us. The mass exodus. Ohio State's gonna be losing everybody. Look what they did. They ponied up for 1 year. And Michigan don't care. Those Michigan fans, they don't give a fuck if they win.
No.
If they lose 2 games next year, they got the ring, they got the title.
Yep.
It's worth it.
Yep, exactly.
Worth it. Go all in, win the prize. So what? You win, you lose the next game. Who gives a fuck? You won.
Yep. Odysseus says he meant the 2-back sets as a wrinkle, not as a staple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's where I'm at. We're all together then.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page.
Billy says Day or our new OC will definitely have some 2-back sets. Odysseus says Hairball is about to pull a Pete Carroll. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Hope it's true. But all right. Well, we went a little late here. A lot of news to get to. We didn't even get to like the Ohio State coaching changes. Portal additions other than the Judkins stuff, but
Joe, I ain't got shit to do, man. I'll pour another drink and I'll go till sundown if you want.
Isn't the sun down? Looks like it's down.
Nah. Well, it's still light out.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much to talk about. Sunday night, we'll get into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sunday night for sure.
We got to save some bullets for Sunday night. We'll talk returning Buckeyes. We'll talk coaching changes. We'll talk about who's out, who's in. Maybe we'll get a late Friday news dump here. Take a big news dump on my computer and see if
And
something comes up with this.
The way
OC.
too early, too deep. We can get into the way too early, too deep.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's like that's mid-January material right there.
Yeah, let's save that. Let's save that. Winter workouts haven't even started. Let's save the too deep talk.
Yeah, we got to make it past the draft declaration day.
Yeah. Exciting stuff though. A lot of momentum for Ohio State, with everybody coming back. It's not, I mean, we ponied up a lot of money, I'm sure. Remember when Dave made that comment about 15 or so million needed to keep a class together?
Yep.
I think I'd like to know what we increased, what we spent in increasing. How much was it money to keep these guys come back versus these guys wanting to come back and prove something? I would be interested to know those details. The national talk, CBS podcasts, all these other big national podcasts, they're all talking like, we never thought Ohio State would be the type of school to pony up like they did, but they must have broke the bank. And so they're not reading into anything about, not giving these kids credit as far as being good kids and wanting to make a name for themselves and leave a legacy. They just it's all money.
Well, you see, the Buckeyes are operating with more of a sense of urgency, in their talent acquisition, and obviously NIL plays directly into that.
Sure. And what the fuck else? If we weren't doing this, I would start to question our Ryan Day himself as, dude, you have to. This is go time. You're not losing to Michigan again.
Yep.
I mean, it's meltdown city if we lose in the horseshoe next year.
Yeah.
And he knows it. That's why. I mean, we better be aggressive. This shit cannot stand. And so I'm right with it. I'm right with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would have been nice to see this sense of urgency last year at this time. But
yeah,
I guess better late than never. So,
right.
Yeah.
It is exciting though. It just, right now in the winter, thinking about potential. I mean, it's with everybody coming back, it can only give you excitement coming off of that shitty Cotton Bowl. We did not hit no deep swell. We bounced right back up. Big names portal, big names staying, recruits. So a lot of momentum, man.
Yeah.
I was concerned coming out after that game. I was really concerned about where we were headed as a program. But we
exactly
hold the nose up.
Yeah. Just got to keep getting some good news. We got let's see, what were my daily blitzes about? We got updates on some recruits. So this UW, let me just one last news nugget I want to dump on you guys. So Dominic Kirks, he's out of Painesville, Ohio, Riverside High School. It's a D lineman. He's like, what is he, 6'3", 255, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Like an edge or interior?
He probably could go either direction. You could probably put some weight on him and make him like a strong side D lineman, like a JT.
Yeah.
He's not a speed rusher like, a Chase Young or something. But anyway, so he was committed to Washington, but did not sign his letter of intent back in December.
Okay.
He's on an official this weekend in Columbus. Now, he still does not have an offer from Ohio State, yet he's on an official visit. So this could be one of those visits where it's like, we have an offer for you if you're going to commit after we give it to you. Otherwise, we don't have an offer for you. This might be one of those kind of deals, right? And the Buckeyes need
that's crazy.
Obviously. We obviously are depleted, bombed out and depleted, even with JT and Jack coming back. We got
something like I heard Berm said we're gonna be looking at 7 or 8 in this next class on the D line. Like we need to get 7 or 8 signing.
Yeah, because you're losing a ton. Well, they like to have 8 DNs and 8 D tackles, and you're going to be losing Mitchell Melton, Jack, JT, just from the DN room. And then from the D tackle room, you're going to lose Ty Hamilton, Tyleek Williams, Tywan Malone. I don't know. No, he should have another year because he was redshirted class of 2021. Still, so you could see where, we're going to need some guys. And who knows, you may have a couple of guys transfer out. Kenyatta Jackson's not going to be super happy with Jack and JT coming back.
We can get him the playing time. He can if he, I don't know, if he makes that next step, he can split time with those guys, I think. I don't know. I got we can get in that Sunday night. I can give you like my deep feeling on Sawyer and JT. More JT. I really love Sawyer. But Kenyatta's got to play. If he doesn't play, we're gonna expect to lose him. And we got to quit letting Miami come in with the fucking money late in the game and taking Lightfoot and what's his name? There was 2 more 5 stars that we lost right at the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
So add those into the mix. We're looking at something different. So we got to quit.
South Carolina they took Dylan Stewart.
And Dylan Stewart.
And Miami took Marquise Lightfoot. So
I thought there was another one I thought Miami got 2 of our guys.
Probably. Yeah.
Who's the 5-star from
running
Chicago?
Back. They took Jordan Lyle. Yeah, they got
Lyle.
Justin Scott, the D tackle.
Justin Scott. That's it.
Yeah, D tackle.
Quit letting people out fucking bid you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to be in the portal in another year. So anyways, Miami won't pay them. The team's going to suck. They're not getting everything they were promised. They're going to be back in the portal. So maybe if we want them then, we can get them then. If not, beat feet. I don't care.
I guess we'll bounce. Small town Texas Scratcher says, can we give some NIL to a 5-star tackle? Yeah. How about Caden Proctor? I know he's already played a year, but let's get him from Bama. I think you should throw whatever you got at him. At least the NIL has improved. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but it's
how much money's left?
Somewhat.
How much is left?
There's got to be some empty bank accounts in Columbus right about now.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be really interested to find out how much was really doled out. It's like, when is that stuff ever gonna have to be made public?
They don't have to. If it's if it's a for-profit like the 1896 or 1776 club, whatever that is.
1870, Joe.
Yeah. They don't, that's for profit, so they don't have to release shit.
It blows my mind.
The foundation, they're a 501c3PO, so C3. They have to release that crap. At least
how much they paid each kid.
The money, no, not necessarily that. I don't think
total money given out.
They got to release financial reports, like they're standardized, like in this format or whatever. So. Yeah.
How awesome would it be to like talking with Trey or Ibuka and they say, they came in with 400,000 and it felt like a good spot, or 500,000. Yeah, how refreshing would that be to have a kid just because you're not doing it, you're not really blowing a whistle off anything, like I just would love to see like some transparency. But
nice. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think because. And they don't have to, like, these kids are signing contracts for these NIL deals, so there's no upside for them to release the details.
Sure.
They have their representative, whoever it might be, take care of all that negotiating shit. So they may not even know what the numbers are, till the final number.
That's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
It's NFL, it's free agency, same shit.
Whole nother discussion about revenue sharing, man. Collective bargaining. That's a whole nother game.
There's some changes coming this year, maybe over the summer. Oh, and with that, one of the more on-field things is probably going to be the helmet communications. I'm pretty sure that's going to get shoehorned into some kind of committee and voted on before the season starts.
What's the holdup? What is the holdup here?
They did it in some bowl games, and they offered it to Missouri and Ohio State. But with just a few weeks to get used to it, it's not enough time. Right. Both coaches said
you got to, especially with Klein when Keno's got in the game.
Yeah,
he only knows one system, and you're just gonna switch it on him. Like, all of a sudden, hey, no, we're just gonna tell you in the ear.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a perfect example. Of
yeah,
why-
I get not changing it for a bowl game. Let's just ride the season out, especially not, we're playing Missouri. It's a Cotton Bowl. We're half in, we're half out. Yeah, why'd you change it? But god damn it, if it's not, as soon as you're allowed to put helmets on,
Yeah.
whenever the NCAA says you're allowed to start wearing helmets, and working out,
Yeah.
put the fucking things, get the microphone in there. It works.
Yeah. It's a must have for this coming season. There's no two ways about it.
Thank you, Michigan.
But all right. Well, we almost went an hour and a half. So yeah, I got to pour a drink
Hell yeah.
myself. I can't just get up and walk over to the bar and start making drinks in the middle of the show. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I think I'm gonna do some vodka and apple cider. I would recommend it. Like a little
Okay.
50-50 combo is how I would do that.
That's the day I had, bro. I'm going straight EH Taylor.
Oh,
Just
nice.
Brown
That's a
water.
good- That's a win.
You wouldn't believe the shit that happened to me today. So I need it. I need a nice tall one, about 4 fingers.
All right. Sounds good. So all right, folks, we're gonna bounce. Jeff's gonna get more fingers in his glass, and I'm gonna pour a glass, and we will see you Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here. Be there, be square.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, please and thank you. Hey, Travis just popped in. What's up, Travis? Coyotes, sir. Yeah, so
Give
we'll
us a
talk to you
thumbing.
guys Sunday night. We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.
Later, bro.
Later.